Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Sherry Mercurio, Executive Director of the Franklin University Office of Community Relations, and it's my honor to welcome everyone to this month's Distinguished Sales Speaker Series event. Our monthly series is made possible through the generosity of one of our Franklin University alumni who saw a need for sales education and made a substantial donation to help fund both this series and our efforts to launch a master's in sales. With that, it's my sincere gratitude to our alumnus that I welcome this month's guest speaker, Ramon Ray, the founder of Smart Hustle Media, a contributor to entrepreneur.com and host of the podcast Breakfast with Champions. Ramon is a leading expert on small business success. He inspires and educates thousands of business owners every year through his content, events, and media interviews. And if that's not enough, he's a four-time entrepreneur, has sold 2 companies, and is a best-selling author. His latest and 4th book is titled Celebrity CEO and all about personal branding. Ramon has shared the stage with many leading business thought leaders, including Seth Godin, Simon Sinek, and Gary Vaynerchuk. He's also interviewed all 5 Shark Tank sharks, including Daymond John, Lori Greiner, Barbara Corcoran, Robert Herjavec, and Mark Cuban. Before I hand it over to Ramon, who I know you're going to enjoy, because I'll tell you, as we've had our pre-event meetings, his energy comes through the screen. So I'm so excited to have him today. He's going to be sharing his presentation, Date Your Leads and Marry Your Customers with Attract, Sell, Wow, How to Sell and Market Better. I want to first address some housekeeping items. If you have any questions, we're going to save those till the end of the presentation when we've allotted some time for Q&A. So you can either put them in at the end, or you're welcome to add them to the chat feature. At the end, you're also going to receive a survey. We ask that you take a couple of moments to fill that out. For those of you who have attended previous events, you know those surveys help us to not only decide what type of topics to present you, but to make sure that we're meeting your expectations. So with that, I'm going to hand it over to the one, the only Ramon.
Hey, Sherry, thanks for having me. Just give me a thumbs up, Sherry, to make sure you can hear me okay. Everything's good. It's so exciting to be here. And thank you so much to Franklin University, first and foremost, the entire team who Sherry represents, Anna and Aaron, and Sean, and everybody else in the whole team. Thank you all for being here and making this experience so amazing. I am glad to be here and excited to be here. It's an honor to be here. And for those listening live, we're so glad you're here. And for those who possibly may be listening, what they call on demand, we're glad you're here too, even if you're just hearing the recording. So welcome. And as Sherry said, we're going to have a good time today indeed. And I hope to pour into you for the next 30 to 45 minutes. And I definitely want to leave plenty of time for questions and answers about what I'm talking about today. And I do right at the top want to say, again, going back to Franklin University, their mission and what they do, I'm a firm believer in online education. And it's not just for little kids, who are 6 years old or 10 years old. It's not just for the quote unquote typical college student, as it were, who's 17 years old. But I think for everybody even older than that, my daughter right now is going to online school. I had the benefit of getting some of the education I had through an online school when I was kind of stuck at an interesting position in my career at the United Nations, where I served for many years. I had to get some other education, I'll put it that way. And it was an online school that really helped me. And we probably wouldn't be here today if I hadn't done that. So again, Sherry, thank you to you and your team and everybody involved in Franklin University. It's great to be here, and we will have a lot of fun today. As Sherry said, feel free to use the chat. I love using the chat. You don't have to use it. You may want to just be sitting back, relax. You could be on the phone. You could be stirring a pot of, I don't know, pot of something. You could be with your kids. You could be at work. You could be in a closet, like listening to me quietly with headphones on, whatever you're doing. But if you're free and you want to use the chat, feel free. It's a nice two-way street there. And if you have particular questions, let Sherry and team know that, maybe through the Q&A tab or the chat, however, and we'll take that a bit later on. But I love using the chat. We'll use it right now, for example. If you're excited to be here, can you put, hoo-yah, yes, put Franklin University, put whatever you want in the chat. Let me know that you're listening and you're here. And I love it. Sherry took action, whoop, whoop, and others, woo-hoo. I see it, Sherry doing that, and others joining in. Great. So I know I'm not talking to, very good. I love it. Thank you also with David and Stacy and right to the roof. Wes is here. So with that, let's dive right into it. And today's topic, again, date your leads, marry your customers, where what I want to do today is give you a new framework of how to sell. And I'm going to shift. I hope you're thinking of even that word selling over the next few minutes together. Some things I've learned over the last few years about selling. And frankly, some things I even need to know how to do a bit better. And I'm always learning. And I'm sure many of you can testify that you should always be in an engagement, in a period of learning, because if you ever stop learning, that's not so cool. So that's what I want to do at the outset, is reframe your thinking of how we learn. And I think once, if this works, let's see here. Yay, it works. That's kind of slide number one. We're going to talk about one thing today, not cute little babies. We're not going to talk about that. My sister just had a baby, but we really want to talk about the aspect of attention. That's really what I want to get at today, is the power of attention and why that's so important. Because you'll find that if you can get someone's attention, hey, hello, hello, if you can get some attention from somebody, and some more things we'll talk about in that rubric of attention, you'll find that's really the first step, is getting attention. Second thing that I find so important, what I want to touch on today, is selling. So we're going to talk about sales. What does sales mean? But hopefully kind of in a new way as we talk about selling, which I'm sure many of you know how to do. Many of you do that or in your jobs, or many of you think you know how to do it. We want to touch on selling. I hope we do, not I hope we are going to do in a new way. And the third thing we want to do, which is real important, my most exciting thing I want to do, is how do we have a wow experience for our customers or future customers? That was kind of the best look of a person of wow. What do y'all think in the chat if you want? Does that look wow with Sherry? Is that kind of okay? I mean, I could have picked anything, but I figured, you know what? He looks wowish. So I put that up there today. Good, thank you. But the bottom line there, as I look at the chat, is we want to really walk through this aspect of attraction and selling and wow. And you can see there in a slide, that's kind of what we want to talk about. Attraction, how we can build a roadmap, how we can build the strategy for that. Two, how we can sell, and then how we can wow. And I think some people say they can't see the slides. If you can't, no problem. We'll get those to you. If it's something on my end, you know, it probably is. I've been married 28 years, and I do a lot of surveys, and I have an adult daughter who lives with me. 97% of the time, it's me. So if you can't see it, could be something on your end. You may need to resize the screen, but we'll keep moving along. As long as you can hear my voice, that's most important. So we want to talk about the aspect of attract, sell, and wow, and how that rubric, how that framework can really help you. And I think especially for those of you who have a business, or for those of you who are working for a company, either way, doesn't matter the position you're in. I think the one thing we want to help you do this framework that'll help you not work so much in your business and have that hustle and drag day in and day out, but especially on the business side, on the sales side, marketing side, to more give you time back to work on your business. So that's the framework we want to talk about today. Those ups and downs of sales go on. And why did I say this? Date your lead and marry your customer. That's my boo. That's my lady, Ronnie. We're in Aruba there. So before I got to that stage, kind of as it were, marriage, as it were, as I use that metaphor, we had that period of whatever you want to call it, dating, courtship. Many of you are familiar with that, right? I couldn't just see her and say, hey, babe, let's get married, or whatever the action we're looking to do. But there was a bit of relationship building. And that's kind of what I want to walk you through with this attract, sell, and wow. And we're going to have a contest at the end. So you all listen. Sherry, we're going to have a contest. Who can say from memory, attract, sell, wow? Think about that. I do this on stages all the time, Sherry, and it takes people like minutes. And then somebody at the back of the room goes, attract, sell, wow? And I'm like, yeah, you won. And they're like, oh. So who can say from memory, attract, sell, wow? As we walk you through this framework with how you do that. So number one, I want to talk about today. One rubric as we start off today is the aspect of attention. Attention, attention, attention. What we can do, again, talking to whether you're a business owner or whether you're not a business owner, either one is the aspect of attention. Then we're going to move to the aspect of sales. That's an important part of it as well. Then we're going to move to the other aspect of it, follow up and educate, which is part of the sales process, and then the wow experience. So that's what we want to touch on today. That's what we're going to walk you through today, how you can do that. Now, the attention phase has a few different aspects to it. The attention phase has attention, sales, follow-up, and education. And it has that wow. These are the aspects. If I break that down, which we're going to touch on. Sorry, that's the entire framework, not just in the attention. Sorry, I'm repeating myself. That's the entire framework, which we're going to touch on today. I'm going to walk you through that step by step by step. So let's dive into that as we go forward today. Attract, sell, wow. So one step of the attraction phase is the aspect of targeting. This is something that many business owners, I find, that they skip this step. They want to go directly into sales, but they forget really that targeting the right customer is one of the most important things that we can do. As business owners or as those working for a company, either way this works, we have to target properly and not try our best to sell to everybody. Yeah, there's big companies like Amazon and Walmart. They probably try to sell everything to everybody, but most of us should start by being micro-targeting to serve the needs of the customer. We see Chris is here and Sheldon's here, Oliver's here, Kelly's here, and Rhodes is here, Stacy's here, and everybody's here. And Kelly, you have an awesome smile. Everybody's here. And if I try to say I have a product and I want to sell to everybody, I'm really selling to nobody. Because maybe the need that Oliver has at this stage is for a baby pacifier. That's what Oliver needs. And so I'm saying the language to everybody, hey, it won't fall off your chest. It automatically cleans itself and it has a special hypoallergic nipple on it for the baby. But Kelly and John don't need that. They need a wrench for their car. You see what I mean? Selling to everyone doesn't quite work because your language is different as well. Your marketing is different as well. Your advertising is different as well. So that's why this framework is important as we look at the attraction phase, not trying to sell everything to everyone. The other thing I think that's really important, not only where you're trying to figure out who you're selling to, but check this out. Check this out. It's going to blow you away. It's going to blow you away. Ooh, who is not your customer? That's important as well. It's okay to have a very clear line in the sand and say, we don't help these people. This is not for us. This doesn't mean you can't morph into it. Doesn't mean you can't evolve into it. Doesn't mean you don't grow into it. But maybe you have a certain product out, and this is for high net worth individuals who have a high tolerance for risk and who buy in units of $1 million or more. I'm making that up. Maybe that's your product. That's okay. So don't only know who you are selling to, but know who you're not selling to. Because if you want to, remember, we're on the rubric of 3 things: attract, sell, wow. If you're on the journey of attracting the right people, you have to know the customer. And I must say, many of you have fears. Some of you are, how many are fear of, those whose cameras I can see, how many are fear of bugs, creepy, crawly things? Anybody? Okay. Kelly's like, not me. Stacy's like, yeah, you can keep the bugs to yourself, Ramon. John and David are like, Ramon, really? That's the best you got? So my point being is that, we all though have fears of something. But one thing many of us are afraid of is the word no. Don't be afraid of that word. Embrace the word no. Because the word no is really powerful. Why? Because it gets you to the next yes. So we're still on the attraction phase of attract, so wow, but these are some things, if you do these things right, you'll find that you'll get to a yes a lot quicker, and you'll realize that your attraction works better. So there's a few things, and again, I'll try to work with the Franklin team and get the slides to you. I want to respect the time and get to Q&A, but I think if you look at this here, you'll see the benefits of really knowing who your perfect customer is while I'm spending time on this is that your marketing can be more focused. Your products and services can be more for a specific customer. And remember, it's very expensive, especially when you're first starting out, to try to go broad mass appeal to everyone. And the other thing that's really, really cool, I find, similar customers talk to each other. So let's say Grace, Sheldon, and Archie are in the same tribe. Hang with me. Let me have that metaphor, whatever that tribe may be. Church, Boy Scouts, they shop in the same way. Their spouses are all the same pains in the butt, whatever tribe they're in, it don't matter. They talk to each other. So let's say that Wendy is servicing them, Archie, Sheldon, and Grace. That means Grace, Sheldon, Archie goes, you know what? I hired Wendy to do XYZ. She did a great job. See what I mean? So that's why as you're narrowing a particular segment, as you're attracting those people, if you're doing good work, it can be quite advantageous to you. So if so far what you're hearing say is useful for you, could you put yes in the chat? And if so far what you're hearing me say is full of rubbish, can you put yes in the chat? Either way, I win, so don't matter. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. See, now I confuse the whole Franklin team. They don't know if this message is great and they're resonating with all of you, or if y'all should pull me off the stage right now. I just totally confused the whole survey team. I'm just teasing, but thank you all so much. Thank you. Thank you for engaging. All right, so that's the aspect of why this attention phase, attraction phase is important. Another thing I want to be clear for you as well is don't just look at the demographics of your customer base. Looking for a white male who shaves his head over a white sink and wears, pinstripe this and bold ties and blah, blah, blah. That'd be me, by the way, but you also want to look back at the demographics and look at the psychographics as you're looking to attract customers. Here's why that's important. Take Franklin University. They may say this is silly, they don't, but they could say something like, you know what, we're looking for people that are really good online. That's silly. But no, that would cut out a whole entire market. But as they're looking at psychographics, maybe one segment of their demographic could be, we're looking for adults who are a bit older. They're either looking for a transition, promotion, whatever in life, if you get what I'm trying to say. That's looking at the demographics. That's a different play. So as you're looking at your marketing, going to attract so well, and we're on the attraction phase still, you're looking to attract the right customer. Don't just look at the obvious. We focus on females, blah, 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 blah. Well, I get it. I get what you're saying, but all females are different. And I guarantee you, Kelly and Wendy and Shauna are different than my wife, whose name is Ronnie. I guarantee you that. There's some similarities, sure. But my point is you want to not just go short term and focus just on the demographic. You want to also think on the psychographic, how people live and work and vote and things of that nature. So I hope that was helpful for you as we move on here about getting attention for your business. Now, the other thing I want to touch on briefly here, as we're still in the attraction phase, is the aspect of attracting interest and how we can attract interest in our business. I think that's an important thing as well. We now have got know who we want to target. We know who we want to target, but I want to touch on a bit. What are some tools we can have that will attract interest? How do we get people to look at our business? And there's many ways we can do that. We can do social content marketing, word of mouth, advertising, partners and affiliates, media coverage events, so many things we can do to get people to look at us and attract the interest. I dare say that social media is one powerful way to do that. And many people are using social media. Some of you here may be using social media. And I'll spend a second on that maybe because I find that's one of the most often asked questions, even though we're in a very mature market with social media. We've done it for many years now. Still, there's always a new person like Ramon. It's still kind of confusing to me. So I'll just briefly touch on, again, some of you could be doing this for your companies, right? Some of you could be business owners doing it for yourself. Some of you could be in transition. You're not really sure what you're going to do. But either way, hopefully this slide here, just a little slide that may help give you some ideas. I've used social media for a long time, and I think 4 things. It's kind of the acronym represents free, frequency, relevancy, engagement, and analytics, measuring what you're doing. That's just a quick cheat sheet for what I find is one way that you can rock the power of using social media in your business that you own or working for someone. So social media is really another powerful way. It's an ideal attention driver. And one thing I do is I talk about social media. And again, there's many other ways to do it. You can do advertising, word of mouth, all kinds of ways. You can stand in the middle of Times Square and pass out flyers. But I think that social media is very important because I'm a firm believer in the power of content marketing. I've used content marketing for myself quite a bit. And some things I talk about there, right? You can see that there. Promote yourself, whether it's yourself, and this is more getting into personal branding, or the business. Another thing I say that's real important as you're looking to leverage the power of social media, don't sell. Now, there is a purpose for selling. We're here talking about sales, right? But when I say don't sell, don't just use social media as a tool to sell, but use it as a tool to educate and endear people to you. And I find that video and images are another thing you can do as well. So again, in other sessions, or you can look this up online, or maybe Franklin has other, tools on this or courses. But the point is, these are a few things that you can do as we're talking about the attraction rubric of how to attract people to you. So the third stage of attract, if you follow me, we're in attract, sell, wow. One more thing I want to talk about in the attraction phase is the aspect of collecting contact information. This is important. Collecting information. This is important to do, because if you don't collect information, how then can you connect with people and nurture them for the next phase we're going to talk about? So I've come into Archie's store. Let's say Archie has a fish and tack game bait store. You can tell I'm from the Northeast. I have no clue what I'm talking about. Anyways, so Archie has a store that sells, stuff for fishermen and fisher ladies, right? And people are coming in, they're asking about bait and tackle, asking about the reels and all those kind of things, right? Fishing life. But then they leave. What's Archie gonna do? Or for that matter, Oliver or Rhodes or Capernaum or whoever may be, Chris, right? Or Sherry for that matter. What's she gonna do? They've left the store. If you collect information, you then can reach out to them again until they're ready to buy. So this is all part of that rubric of attraction, attraction, attraction. You're not trying to sell nothing yet. And I think that was bad grammar, so I probably need to sign up for a Franklin University English course. Maybe I'll do that after this, Sherry. We'll see. But you're not selling them nothing yet, right? But you want to just attract and whet their appetite, keep their interest. These are some things you can do as you're on that attraction. And the other thing you can do as you're also worried about collecting information, and collecting information could be through an email sign up, right? Email sign up could be through webinars like this. Anything you can do where you're saying, Kelly, Sherry, John, Stacy, Nancy, here's value. I'm going to give you value. In exchange, may I have something from you, please? So we can keep in touch. It's not slimy. It's not bad, because if Oliver, if Sheldon, if Christine, if I have a solution to their problem, but they're not ready to buy yet, that's a fair exchange. I want you to nurture me. I want you to be in touch with me. Eventually, I'm going to buy from you at some point. So this is a good thing to do. The other thing that's really important also is follow up. Follow-up's important. And so as you're looking to do this in your own businesses, as you're looking to do this for the businesses you own or for the companies you work for, whatever stage of business you're in. And again, that's why I'm really excited about partnering with Franklin University, because they help us, and I do mean us, at all stages of this. But follow-up's important. And that's something that I find oftentimes many businesses don't do. We don't follow up enough. We focus on the customer right in front of us. They walk out the door, and then we don't follow up. So follow-up's important. A lot of that, you could automate that through CRM and other tools like that. I won't get into detail today, but follow-up is so important. So keep that in mind. And as I said, I'll just touch on that again. I'll show a few slides here, but again, don't worry about the slides. If you're not seeing the slides, I will give these to Franklin. No problem at all. These are all for you all. So don't worry about what the more I'm saying right now is more important. But here's the thing, provide something of value to incentivize people to give you contact information. And these are some ways on this screen. These are some things you can do to incentivize people through a webinar, through a video, a coupon, education series, guide, ebook, an event, number of things you can do to incentivize people to say, hey, here's an exchange. If you give me your email or cell phone, whatever it is, can I nurture you? Can I work with you, continue on working with you? That's a fair exchange that you can do. So let's move forward with some other things. Time is going so fast. Now I'm moving into the second stage. We've talked about attraction first. Attraction is the first rubric. Now we're going to move to the selling stage. And I want to leave plenty of time for questions. Those of you who have questions, I said you can put them in the Q&A panel. I think it's called Q&A. That's where Sherry and team get it blinks red. They can clearly see it. But even in the chat, if you have a question for me, something you wanted me to go back over, put it in the chat. However else you want to do it, we're here to serve you. That's most importantly what we're here to do today at Franklin University, here to serve you and make sure that you are fulfilled. So I see a question from Oliver. Great. I'll get to that in a bit. Sherry, you can help me remember that question if you don't mind. Thank you so very much. So we're on number 2. That's a great question as well. So we're on the second rubric where we're going to talk all about the favorite topic I have, because we talked about date your leads, marry your customers, how to sell more. And this is the selling phase. The selling phase is kind of the simplest. This is the simplest, and the selling phase is really about increasing the level of trust I have with someone. Me and Sherry, she doesn't know me from a hole in the wall. And I say, Sherry, can I have $20? Sherry, can I come over for lunch? Sherry, can I come to your home? Whatever it may be. Doesn't know me. Answer most likely as it should be. It's going to be no. I don't know you. But as the trust increases, oh, maybe you can't come to my house, but I'll have a coffee with you. Trust increases. Maybe you can come to my house, but you know what? Let's meet. You get what I'm saying. So I'm having some fun here, but y'all get what I mean. This is what the sales process is like. It's not about the sales transaction. That's just the quick end of it. The true sales process is about building trust, and that's what many businesses don't see. It's about building trust. So that's why I'm going to dive into this with a few key points. You're educating the customer to a sale. And the best way to educate the customer to a sale is, one, answering questions customers have. You being the trusted expert for what they need. And earning the right to communicate with your customers once you've addressed that need. They haven't bought from you yet. All you're doing is building trust. I hope today, for example, that I built trust even in the few minutes we've had together with some of you. Have I built trust? If I've built trust with you so far, can you put the word trust in the chat? And if I haven't built trust and you think I'm a psychopathic maniac, put trust in the chat. Either way, put trust. I'll be happy. See, Sherry, look at that. Sherry has no clue which one they're answering. So she's like, oh my God, I don't know. But that's okay. She has to just assume it's good. So So trust is important. Thank you all for playing with me. Love it, love it, love it. I see it here. So good. So we'll move on to the aspect of, now we're on the selling aspect, how you can sell better. And I want to recommend one book. A friend of mine, this is not my book. I don't sell my own things, things like this. But one book is They Ask, You Answer. They Ask, You Answer. Again, They Ask, You Answer. My friend Marcus Sheridan. It's not my book. Go on Amazon and get it. It's a book where he talks about how he increased his sales for his pool company by answering every single question customers had, and he even listed competitors. This is why I want you to understand this. Selling is not saying, hey, Grace, can I have your credit card, Grace? Can you buy from me? No, 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 no. I think that was 10 no's. This is just by me saying, hey, Kelly, how can I answer your question? How can I make you comfortable? How can I, you look at Men's Warehouse, any store we've been in, right? The good ones are not a hard sell. It's, oh, sure, try as many shoes as you want, Oliver. Hey, Katie, do whatever you need. I'm here to help you and serve you. As you do that more likely than not, you're going to buy from me. So that's what we're talking about. So that book, They Ask, You Answer, Marcus Sheridan, is amazing. And a few things that you can do to build trust. I'll list them here. And again, don't worry about doing all of them, but email newsletters, texting EMS, or SMS rather, having an event, having a podcast, social media. These are all things you can do that help build trust. And the other thing that's really, really important I want to touch on is this aspect of multiple touches in different channels. This is important here. Now, this is a slide I made. It's kind of quirky, I think it is. But the aspect I'm getting here, the aspect I'm trying to convey in this little slide, and it's a bit small, but is this. As you're doing your marketing, as you're doing your education, you want to have multiple touch points everywhere your perfect customer can be. Because I'm telling you, Wendy hasn't bought from me yet. But assuming she still has the problem, if I have the solution to her problem, even if she's bought from a competitor, you know, and ideally speaking, she may buy from me again at some point. The competitor may not satisfy her. So if I have an email, I have an SMS, I have a webinar, I have a Facebook Live, you feel me? I have an event, I got some stale donuts from wherever it is, some cold coffee from Starbucks, whatever it is. If I'm all over her in this example, you know, you feel what I'm trying to give, when she's ready, she's gonna buy. So I believe in sales. I believe in a formal sales process, and I'm loving that Franklin University has a sales rubric, you know, as part of their education. That's great. And as part of that, you should learn sales. But I also want you to learn that sales, which is an art and a science, doesn't 100% mean only just a hard close, buy from me, buy from me, buy from me, as I get close to the camera, right? Part of that process also just means education, education. So I'll wrap up in a few minutes, probably go at 7 or 10 more minutes. I can go on for 3 hours, yo. I can go on for 6 more hours. Trust me on that. Solo, speaking right here with nobody here, all alone, no problem. It's just me. But I won't, because I want to take questions, and I want to see what questions Sherry and the team may have, so we can have more of an engagement style for the last few minutes of this. But selling is important. And another power tip, it's not really a power tip, but I'm going to call it a power tip that I can give you all. Build your email list. This is part of the sales process. Those of you who don't have an email newsletter you're building, build that email list. Another tip I want to leave you with as well, not just build your email list, but don't just have on your website, sign up for our email list. When's the last time you woke up in the morning and were like, I want to sign up to an email list? Never. But I bet you woke up in the morning and you wanted to sign up to, you know, John's Education University Digest, or to Rhodes, you know, pest removal 10 tip thingamajiggy-ish. These are all poor examples, but follow me, people, follow me, people. You know what I mean? My point is, don't just sign up to my email list. Make it a bit fun, right? You know, make it something that your ideal customer will want to do it. Love it, love it. I see that question here. Good. Any tips on how to get people to start opening their emails again? Ooh, I love that question. We will get to that as well. Great question. Love it, love it, love it. So moving on here. I love it that questions are coming in. As I always say as well, it's easier to ask for a smile than it is to ask for a sale. That's the point I'm trying to get to. Sales gets easier. You don't have to work so hard when you just smile. And when I say smile, smile means to me closing the trust gap. You close the trust gap by nurturing, by education. See what I'm getting at? That's what I'm trying to get at. Yes, sales is an art and a science. And I'm sure there's classes, courses, which have come or have been in Franklin. Absolutely. But for this one, I want to reframe your mind that sales is not just about the hard charging, Sherry, buy, Sherry, buy, Sherry, buy, Sherry, buy. Can I call you? Sherry, can you buy? Can you? No, too much. It's just about education. So let's move on quickly through here. I'll get to the third point, which is my favorite point. I forgot I'm not in America's Got Talent. Sorry, I was getting ready to sing a song. Okay, so my favorite point is the wow stage. The wow stage is my favorite point, because this is where you get people coming back to again and again and again, again and again. So this is what you all want to make sure that you do. How can you wow people? And wowing is about something very simple. It's really about exceptional service. How do you make the customer feel? Do they smile? Are they excited about working with you? That's what the wow is about. Customer experience is absolutely everything. And here's what I want you to remember. It's cheaper and easier to sell to existing customers than trying to fight your way and get a new customer. Many of you are here with Franklin University. Some of you are repeat. Some of you are alumni. Some of you are new. I would like to think that through what we're doing today, you have even a better impression of Franklin University than you did before. That's good. Thank you for that. And if you don't, blame me. It's not Sherry's fault. It's me. I probably didn't shave close enough. I got a bad hair day. I don't know. Something I did. Blame me, not Sherry. But the point is, if you're wowing your customer, you don't have to chase so many new ones, because the existing customers will tell others about how good you are. That y'all can do that today. Take a selfie. Take a selfie. I'll smile. Okay, good. Take a selfie, tag Franklin University. You see what I mean? Tell others. what you're experiencing today. All right, let me move on. Try to wrap this up in 3 plus 5. My math is bad, Sherry. I know my math is really bad. Whatever 3 plus 5 is. Okay, moving onward. So keep that in mind. Another thing I want to tell you, another not secret as it were, people think customers leave because of price. Yeah, if you're like Walmart or Amazon selling to big companies, and those are good companies, I love them. But for us, possibly many of you here, don't try to just compete on price. Customers often aren't leaving you because you're too expensive. They most likely left you because somebody didn't satisfy their need. Somebody didn't pay attention to them. And remember, it's not expensive. It's not hard to make a customer feel special. It's not hard. Sometimes it's just saying thank you. And one tip I want to give you as you're looking at how to wow customers, think of every reason that you could have to touch a customer. And here's what I mean by that. Let's say I'm working with Phil, and Phil's been a new customer with us for 1 year. Phil, thanks for being a customer for 1 year. Yay! And the balloons and confetti goes out. Or maybe Phil's bought his 3rd order from us. Yay! Phil's bought his 3rd order from us. Whatever you can do to touch a customer metaphorically, do that. Do that. Did y'all know that we are still children inside? We're still children inside. How many of you, and if you agree with me, put the word pat in the chat. If y'all still like a pat on your head from grandmama, you still like your mama to tap you on the shoulder. You still like your boss to say, you know what, well done. How many of y'all still inside, even though you're grown adults, still be like, yeah, thank you, I love it. See, all y'all grown adults, old people, right? Like me, you still like a pat on the back. You still like a thanks. And David's like, absolutely, all day. So my point being, your customers like that too. A thank you, a we appreciate you. You feel me? And if you do that more and more, drool all over them, as it were, they will reward you by being customer ambassadors. They'll reward you by telling other people about you. 2 quick other points I want to make to you, and then we get ready to wrap this up here. I think I said we're going to wrap this up like 10 times here. I think I did, so I should stop saying that. But so as we get ready to end it here, one is the cross-sell and upsell, the power of that. All of you in your businesses, again, whether you're working for a company or you own your own business, should have a cross-sell and upsell. And here's what I mean. Once you've wowed the customer and they bought the cup, right? They're happy with the cup. Hey, Sherry. Hey, Wendy. Hey, Kelly. I noticed you bought 5 of these cups. Let me tell you something, Kelly. Get real close, Kelly. Let me tell you something. I can sell you candles to go inside too. Oh, and Kelly's gonna be like, get out of here, really? I'm like, yeah, for $500 each, you can buy a candle too. You get what I mean. I'm having fun. But the point is the cross-sell and upsell, if you want to increase the profit margin in your businesses, keep that in mind too. They already trust you. They already bought from you. What else can you add or connect? And in a good way, in an authentic way, with a servant heart, get more money from them. That's the bottom line, How can you serve them? And again, at Franklin University, same thing. If you're happy with us, if we've served your needs, you shouldn't have to look anywhere else. We can also offer you something else if you get what I'm trying to say. So customer referrals, build that into your marketing as well. Are you happy with us? I think there may be a survey. I don't know if there is, but let's pretend there's a survey and all those things go on. By the way, any of you need help filling out your survey, if it's anything less than a 10, give that to me before you give it to Sherry. I'll fill out the survey for you and I'll give it back so we can connect that. But my point is, ask customers for referrals. If they like you, they'll want to refer business to you. I know this is hard work. I know this is not easy. That's a picture that's supposed to mean hard work. I know this is hard work. It's not easy to do, but I know you all can do it. And it's important to have the right tools to get this done. What we've talked about today, attract, sell, wow. This is the rubric, what we've talked about, how you can build an attraction system, giving you some points on that. Number 2, we've talked about selling. And I hope you understand that today, selling, yes, it's good traditional selling, but some of the best selling you can do is learning how to educate or whatever you can do to increase the trust of your customers. This is important. We are in a game of listen, see, Sherry, I may have to do a whole new speech now. I need another hour, okay? So I got a whole new speech coming now. We're in a game of trust and attention. The person who captures your attention, meaning for what you need, right? The attention, and the person who gets your trust will win. Game over. Game over. You can't beat me. Game over. That's it. If I get your attention and I have your trust, I don't have to worry about competition. I'll destroy him every time. Get what I mean? We can now marketplace and, things happen in the market and things, of course, but you understand at a high level what I'm saying? So as you all are learning about this, again, for your own businesses or businesses you work for, or maybe you're doing consulting work, whatever it is, whatever brought you here to the Franklin University Education Series. And again, to our alumni, thank you. To those who are new, we hope you take part of our offering. But the point I'm getting at today is that whoever gets attention and then whoever gets the trust, well, that's why I called it date your leads and marry your customers. Why? Date your leads, marry your customers. Because I know that dating, marrying is like this, is it not? As a guy's perspective, as my perspective, I'll put it that way. I get the girl's attention and I build a trust with her. It's a lock. And I've been married almost 30 years and it's still a lock by God's grace. So with that, I hope this has been useful. Oh, I promised a contest. Okay, so I want you all to think, and then I'm gonna turn it over to you, Sherry. I want you all to think, we're gonna use the chat. I want you to think very hard. I wanna know the 3 steps I talked about. Oh, see, Sherry, somebody's cheating now. Somebody's cheating. Okay. Franklin University students don't play. Y'all know what I'm gonna say. Thank you all so much. I see Sherry and so many others. I scroll up here. Sheena's participating. This is beautiful. David with the acronym. Love it, love it. Listen, okay, so I owe somebody a gift. So let's see. While Sherry takes the mic, I'm gonna scroll up, or if the team can help me, Aaron or team. Who was the one who first did? I think it was Oliver, maybe. No, Andre. Whoever it was, the team can help me, and I'm gonna send somebody my book, okay, Sherry? I'm gonna send them my book, Celebrity CEO. So whoever did the first in the chat, the team can help me offline. We'll find out who you are and help you. But Sherry, I'm gonna turn the mic back to you. I hope this was useful.
Absolutely. You had some great, I was thinking about, we often have the conversation that sales transcends industries. It goes everything you do, whether you're creating code and you need to sell it to somebody, or you're in PR or whatever it is, you sell every day. And as you were talking about the different ways to lead, nurture, and all of those, it was great tips. So thank you very much. I do want to take a moment and address the questions that came up. Oliver asked a question early. Where can you get good psychographic customer information inexpensively?
That's a great, great question. One, there are definitely public databases that let you match data you have to data they have. I don't have them in my head, Oliver, but definitely there are whole services that do this. But the one thing you can do, Oliver, that really the biggest tip that I would give is to survey your customers. Now, be careful how you ask the question. I don't think you should ask questions such as who's Democrat, who's Republican, who's white, who's black, per se. You know what I mean? You want to be careful, things like that. Be sensitive, because that can go bad really fast. But my point is, especially, Oliver, if you work with a surveyist or some sort of anthropology type person, one of those people who have glasses and have like a fancy accent. Hello, Oliver, how are you? I can help you. One of those kind of people. Work with them and they can help you ask the right questions of your customer database to then get the sentiment of your customers. Oh, most of our customers have farms, like chewing tobacco, and they like hunting on the weekends. Whatever that may mean, that will go far then into maybe you need to do some Land's End type marketing. If you get silly example, but if you know what I mean. But Oliver, great question. But one way is I think we don't survey our customers enough, Oliver. And the last thing I'll leave you all with, don't forget as well, thank you so much, Jeff, for the kind words and everybody else. And don't forget as well, just talk to customers. Out of the people in this room, right? All I need to do, I'd like to talk to everybody, but if I have a coffee with Kelly, have a conversation with Oliver, talk to Nancy, talk to Stacy, talk to Sherry, I don't have to talk to 100% of people, but talk to a few people over time, I will begin to understand my customer base better. And going back to myself, I like to what some of you are saying in there, I'll be very vulnerable. And then Sherry, I got to remember, we have questions and answers. I'm talking too much, but okay. But I must say that even myself, I ask people, what do you like about me, what I do? sometimes I'll tell you all a secret. I get down because I wish I was like a Simon Sinek, one of these very academic and all these. That's not my gift. It's not my gift. And I realize why I'm hired, why I'm engaged. Ramon, yes, you give the knowledge, but you're an exciting person and we like it. So what I'm trying to get at, know what your customers like about you. So I'll end there before I start crying. I cry very easily, Sherry.
You actually had a great segue. You talked about, you don't need to talk to everybody, but you need to talk to them. So Stacy Hart asked on that topic, any tips on how to get people to start opening their emails again?
I love it. So Stacy, here's the thing I'm going to tell you. For business owners who want to say corporate-ish, hold that thought. I'm going to put you in the quiet little boy, little girl's room for a minute to hold that thought. But especially for those who can get a little personal with your brands, corporate or not, I find that me being very personal and vulnerable to my audience has high open rates. I looked at one of my emails, Sherry and Stacy, I think I had a 50% close to open rate, which is high because mine are pretty personal. And people you go to smarthustle.com and see that, but mine are very personal. So what I'm trying to get at, Sherry, I know for many, those of you who work for or will work for a $1 billion brand, a little hard, you have a lot of stakeholders, but Stacy, my point being, the more personal you can get, even for a large company, like let's say that Stacy worked for Nike, maybe it's called, hey, from the desk of Stacy. Maybe Stacy was a fictional character, if you feel what I mean. So I'll stop there in case there's more questions or Sherry has more things she wants to talk about. But what I'm trying to get at, the more you stay away from, we're big corporate X, 20% off, buy our shoes. I don't think that Sherry woke up this morning wanting that per se, unless she did. Now know your audience. My wife, those of you who have Macy's, the department store in your region of the woods or whatever the store in here, trust me, the word percentage signs off and shoes, my girl is opening an email, done. But you get what I'm getting at. So how to open your email, Stacy, really be as personable as you can and have a good headline, a good subject line. Don't be trickery. Don't put something in that's not, but stuff like, wow, I couldn't believe I said that. Or things like, my son came in the door. It didn't go well. Something like, I do stuff like, my wife was right. Here's why. No lie, meaning that's what I'm talking about that day. So you do a little vulnerable like that, do things like that, you'll find your open reach is high. And one thing, you have a company like Franklin University, for example. Sherry can't, or she could, but I'll just use them an example. Can Sherry say, hey, from Sherry, what's up? My son's here. She could if it's, but it's not quite appropriate. So what Sherry and team would have to do, right? Hey, three things we learned from our students at Franklin. You get what I mean? I'm being silly here, but that's a little softer approach, which people would want to open up. So I'll turn it back to you, Sherry. I hope that was helpful.
Thank you. That was actually the last question. So I'm going to talk about a couple of things. And if you guys have questions, please put them in the chat. We'll get to them. I have found that as everybody has spent so much time behind this screen over the last 2 years, that not only getting them to open the email, but then to take the next step and engage with it. People are tired of being here in this square, and getting them to engage and actually now come back to the, hey, can we meet in person? To your point, developing that trust where, okay, I'll do an email. It's impersonal and I don't see you, but maybe I'll do a video. Maybe I'll actually meet you for coffee. So that as people are coming out of the pandemic, is reestablishing the social, if you will, of this whole process, I think has been difficult. So thank you, Stacy, for asking that question. We are asking the latest book title again, and that is your latest book title. Oh, you got it right there, Celebrity CEO.
For those who are reading it, Celebrity CEO, all about personal branding, celebrity. I should do a book on Attract So Well. Maybe me and Sherry will do that, Attract So Well.
Yes. Well, while you guys are thinking of other questions, I will say, I want to thank everybody for being here today. If you enjoyed today's or our last year and a half of these monthly series events, we invite you to join us in June and July. We know that as people are coming back out of the pandemic, people want a vacation. So we will be holding our next 2 months as an on-demand resource. So check your email. We'll be sending you a link to those as they come out each month. So one more reason to open your email, as we just talked about, there's something in there for you. Again, I want to remind you to answer your survey that we're going to send out. And if you have other interests besides sales, which I don't know why it's such a phenomenal topic to talk about, but we also have events that are available through the university in our area of our Leadership Center, our Global Center for Healthcare Education, and our Center for Public Safety and Cybersecurity Education. It's a mouthful, but you're welcome to go to franklin.edu/about-us/community-engagement. And we have a list of everything that we have open to our community, to our alumni, to our students, to our staff and faculty. So lots of ways to engage and make sure that you are being the best that you can be. With that, I'm not seeing any more questions. I don't want to be a Bueller, anyone, but anyone, any questions? If not, I want to thank you all for being here. There have been some phenomenal questions in here as we knew would happen. Your energy definitely took center stage today. Lots of energy, lots of contagious energy. So thank you so much. And I will hope to see everybody next month. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sherry, and thank you, team. Thank you all. Bye-bye. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.